Negotiations at the Climate Conference of Parties 28 or COP28 have concluded with a final agreement made on global transition away from fossil fuels. This is the first time the shift away from fossil fuels has been explicitly included in a final agreement at a COP. In the final negotiated text, leaders from all over the world made commitments aimed at accelerating progress towards the goals set out in the Paris Agreement. That is basically preventing that the planet reaches or surpasses the 1.5 degrees Celsius warming threshold. Among these, over 100 countries committed to tripling renewable energy, while also major players in the oil and gas sector committed to decarbonizing their direct emissions and taking significant steps towards reducing methane emissions. Within the COP, there was consensus that 90% of the greenhouse gas abatement that we need could come from proven existing technologies. However, to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, this technology needs to scale exponentially by 2030. Now, under this present scenario, cross-industry collaboration is a critical factor to success. If we want to unlock the trillions needed for achieving this quest, we need to have everybody around the table, from renewable energy and clean technologies startups, to oil and gas companies, to philanthropies, to banks, and venture capitalist investors. Aligning with this aim, cross-industry collaboration can already be seen and felt between two industries, oil and gas and geothermal. And what we are seeing between these two industries is only poised to strengthen. And there are strong reasons for that. Being one, the affinity between these two industries and the pressing need for acting on climate while aligning with the commitments agreed in the COP. So let's see why geothermal and oil and gas are set for a growing collaboration looking forward. Let's start by stating that geothermal power, or in other words, the heat of the earth, is a clean and renewable source of energy available anywhere under the surface of the planet. Yes, geothermal energy is a resource that is literally under our feet. In the past, it was often overlooked or simply ignored, but today, in the context of climate action, appears as a real option when discussing alternatives that can provide clean, renewable, and reliable sources of energy for electricity generation and heat production. Geothermal is an energy resource that, once untapped, can provide with reliable, 24/7, year-round clean energy. And that could potentially be key in the challenging quest for supplying energy to a growing global demand. Like in oil and gas, the geothermal resource can be reached underground by drilling methods. Given the operational similarities between the upstream portion of the oil and gas industry and geothermal, which is prospection, exploration, and drilling, geothermal represents a know-how and skills transfer opportunity for oil and gas companies and ultimately oil and gas workers. The same applies for drilling and petrophysical evaluation equipment, etc. Figuring out where exactly the best underground heat resources are located, how hot they are, and what sort of rock formations are nearby can be tackled to some extent with subsurface data already available thanks to oil and gas prospection and drilling. Geothermal today goes beyond its traditional implementation, typically related to volcanic active regions, thanks to technologies developed by the oil and gas industry that not long ago enabled the shale revolution and the oil sands development. Harnessing the heat of the earth in most regions of the planet, even in absence of traditional geothermal resources, such as hot formation water, is possible and feasible. Thus, for example, injecting water to hot, dry rocks underground and circulating this heated water back in the form of steam, or by creating closed loops like a huge radiator and then transferring the heat to the surface, or in absence of high enough temperature, by transferring the heat from the heated fluid to a separate liquid with a lower boiling temperature, and then producing steam that can drive a turbine. A repeat of the shale revolution, with next generation geothermal will promise clean and inexhaustible energy, but it requires gaining experience and getting started along the learning curve. This cross-industry collaboration, I like to call it this symbiosis, is only starting and will only gain momentum as it gets fueled by the pressing need for decarbonization of the energy matrix and for taking decisive steps towards climate action. And in other words, it is poised to become transformational.